What's your "I didn't start it, but I definitely finished it" moment in college? My study group partner Marcus kept stealing my research and turning it in as his own work. At first, I thought it was coincidence. We were both political science majors working on similar topics, so some overlap was normal, but the pattern became obvious junior year. I'd spend weeks researching campaign finance reform, creating detailed analysis with obscure sources. The day before my paper was due, Marcus would somehow turn in an assignment covering the exact same angle with identical citations. My professor praised his thorough research, while I scrambled to completely rewrite my approach. It happened 3 more times that semester. My environmental policy research became his original analysis. My Supreme Court case study appeared in his constitutional law essay. Other students noticed and gave me sympathetic looks, but nobody wanted to risk their grades by speaking up. The final straw came when I caught him in the library copying my handwritten notes while I was in the bathroom. "Find what you needed?" I asked, returning to find him hastily closing my notebook. He laughed nervously. "Just comparing formatting styles," he said, but we both knew he was lying. Our senior capstone was coming up, a 40-page research project worth 30% of our final grade. Marcus had been hinting for weeks that he was working on something groundbreaking about voter suppression. Instead of confronting him, I decided to end this once and for all. I created a fake research project that looked brilliant on the surface, but contained a fatal flaw. I crafted an argument about gerrymandering with impressive statistics and compelling case studies, but I deliberately misinterpreted the key Supreme Court ruling that my entire thesis depended on. Anyone who actually read the case would immediately spot the error. I left my laptop open in the library study room with the fake document displayed prominently. I even added a sticky note saying, "Final draft, do not copy," to make it more enticing. Then I hid around the corner with my phone camera ready. Sure enough, Marcus appeared within 10 minutes. I filmed him photographing every page of my screen, even zooming in on my citations. He was so focused on stealing my work that he didn't notice me recording everything. For the next 2 weeks, I pretended to work on something completely different while Marcus came to class looking increasingly confident. He avoided eye contact, but seemed unusually excited about his upcoming presentation. I could barely contain my anticipation. Presentation day arrived. Our professor, Dr. Chen, had invited the department head and 2 guest professors to evaluate our capstone projects. Marcus volunteered to go first, practically bouncing with excitement as he distributed copies of his research. "I've been working on this analysis for months," he announced proudly. For 30 minutes, I sat quietly as he presented my fake research slide by slide. He'd changed the formatting and added his own introduction, but it was unmistakably my work. The professors seemed impressed with his data collection and statistical analysis. When he finished to enthusiastic applause, Dr. Chen opened the floor for questions. I raised my hand calmly. "Marcus, your entire argument hinges on the ruling in Shaw v. Reno, but you've completely mischaracterized what the court actually decided. They ruled the opposite of what you claim." The room went silent. Dr. Chen flipped through the pages, frowning. "Marcus, can you clarify this discrepancy?" Marcus's face went pale as he scrambled through his notes. I'm not sure how that happened. Maybe I misread the case summary." That's when I stood up and distributed copies of my original fake draft, time-stamped from 2 weeks earlier. That's because it's not his research, it's mine, complete with the same deliberate error. I played the video on my phone showing Marcus photographing my screen. I've been dealing with his plagiarism all semester, so I created this test case with an obvious flaw to see if he'd steal it again. The department head's expression darkened as Marcus gathered his papers with shaking hands. Marcus was expelled 2 weeks before graduation. I got to present my actual research project to a very impressed panel of professors.